Welcome to the Instant Trivia Podcast, episode 1369, where we ask the best trivia on the internet. Let's get started. In what country did the domesticated pot-bellied pig originate? Vietnam. According to the prologue to Romeo and Juliet, in what city do the pair of star-crossed lovers take their life? Verona. What fruit comes in Red Haven and Harmony variety? Peaches. What instrument was played by jazz musician Jack Teagarden? The trombone. Which professional sports league was formed in the United States in 1949? Answer: National Basketball Association, NBA. It was formed by the merger of two rival organizations, the National Basketball League and the Basketball Association of America. What river separates the cities of Detroit and Windsor? The Detroit River. By including cannon fire in his play, Henry VIII, Shakespeare caused the 1613 fire that destroyed what building? Answer: the Globe Theatre. What color does a chameleon turn when it's trying to warm up? Black. What was Buzz Lightyear's original name? Lunar Larry. What country's explorers discovered the site of Pensacola, Florida? Spain's. What U.S. state's name is the first M of the 3M Company? Minnesota. What is the westernmost state in the U.S.? Alaska. Who is the pre-Civil War author of a short story about a beating heart beneath the floorboards? Edgar Allan Poe. What number on the Beaufort wind scale corresponds to hurricane force? 12. Who played Willis on the sitcom Diff'rent Strokes? Todd Bridges. The Chocolate Mountains are located in what desert? Sonoran Desert. What name is given to the overweight boy with glasses in the book Lord of the Flies? Piggy. What mineral is known as the softest mineral? Talc. Who was originally cast as Holly Golightly in Breakfast at Tiffany's? Marilyn Monroe. Who was the first sitting U.S. president to throw the first pitch on opening day? William Howard Taft. As of 2018, what is the best-selling video game console of all time? PlayStation 2. What is the national flower of the United States? Rose. What 1969 bestseller begins with a satellite called Scoop crashing in Arizona? The Andromeda Strain. Pointophobia is the fear of what? Punishment. Who played the role of Alan in the Hangover movies? Zach Galifianakis. Ferdinand Marcos and Corazon Aquino have both been presidents of which country? Philippines. Gamophobia is the fear of what? Commitment. What kind of cans did Andy Warhol famously paint? Answer. Campbell's Soup Cans is a work of art consisting of 32 canvases, each painted with a Campbell's Soup can. What violinist bandleader was the first inductee into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame? Guy Lombardo. Which U.S. president is honored in the Wrestling Hall of Fame? Abraham Lincoln. Who steers the shell and motivates the rowers in a crew race? Coxswain. What is the name of Ron Kovitz's best-selling autobiography? Born on the 4th of July. Which metal, in its purest form, has the highest melting point? Tungsten. What Dublin-born author won both a Nobel Prize and an Academy Award during his lifetime? Answer. George Bernard Shaw. Which continent was host to the 1992 Summer and Winter Olympic Games? Europe. Which two countries have a long-standing dispute over the granite islet of Rockall? Scotland and Ireland. Painter Salvador Dali was a native of which country? Spain. On the TV show Friends, what was the name of Ross's pet monkey? Marcel. What does an automobile's radiator do? Answer. Prevent the engine from overheating. What country has the largest forest found within a city? Brazil. Who composed the 1877 opera Samson and Delilah? Camille Saint-Saëns. What gland found at the base of the brain is known as the master gland of the endocrine system? Pituitary gland. What other singer's death inspired Paul Simon to write The Late Great Johnny Ace? John Lennon's. What did a shepherd boy discover at Qumran, Jordan in 1946 and 1947? Dead Sea Scrolls. What year was Cirque du Soleil founded? 1984. Neptune, the Roman god of water, was known by what name in Greek mythology? Poseidon. Which Russian scientist used dogs to study conditioned reflexes? Ivan Pavlov. What movie's first sequel featured the subtitle, The Other Side? Poltergeist. The sale of what was prohibited in the U.S. during the Prohibition? Alcohol. Is kissing under the mistletoe comes from whose customs? Druids. That's the end of the show. Thanks for listening. Come back tomorrow for more exciting trivia.